Hello, welcome back to Learn Oikonomia. Today we are going to discuss a very important topic as far as macroeconomics is concerned. So the topic of discussion for today is the tenets of monetarism. Let's have a look into this. Now, coming to monetarism, it is actually identified as a very important school of thought in economics. So, this school of thought involves a group of people, a group of economists who identify the role and influence of something called money. They always give emphasis to money supply in the economy, and they always identify the role of money supply as something that can deal with stabilization of the economy. Now, coming to monetarism, if you look at a person, Milton Friedman, this person was the one who was pioneering the revolution created by monetarism. And the foundation of monetarism always lied in the quantity theory of money. The basic quantity theory of money was given by the classical school of thought. There, Irving Fisher was giving his quantity theory of money, but this theory got a lot of criticism from Keynes. But Milton Friedman was coming with his own version of quantity theory of money, which we call as the restatement of the quantity theory of money. Now, this monetarism as an accounting identity, it was flourishing the world. And as per monetarism, money supply multiplied by velocity equals nominal expenditure. So, money supply multiplied by velocity would show some kind of implication on the economy, and here velocity means the number of times money changes hands. And this velocity of money multiplied by money supply would be equal to the nominal expenditure. Nominal expenditure means the quantities that would be sold in the market multiplied by the respective price level. The corresponding price level that prevailed in the market. And for the very same reason, as an accounting identity, the ideas put forward by the monetarist school of thought was something which were considered as uncontroversial. But that doesn't mean that the ideas put forward by monetarist school of thought was completely away from controversies. There was something related to controversy. And what is controversial here is the velocity, basically. We know, and I have already explained, that velocity involves the number of times money would be changing hands. And as per monetarism, velocity is always stable. And they always believe that the nominal income is a function of money supply. That is why I was telling you, they always identify the importance of money supply. In the very name itself, monetarism, they were giving emphasis to money. So they believe that variations in nominal income would reflect changes in the real economic activity as well as inflation. So here, whenever they say real economic activity, it will take into consideration the consumption, the production, the output creation, things like that. And inflation here means the sustained increase in price level. Sustained increase in price level, that is what inflation is. Now, moving to the basic tenets of monetarism, they always believed in the long-run monetary neutrality. What does it mean by long-run monetary neutrality? It just says that whenever there is an increase in the money stock, this is something that would be followed by an increase in the price level as well. So there exists this kind of relation. So there exists a kind of relationship between money supply and price level. And this could be established in the long run as well. And as per them, whenever this is being there is no effect on real factors. So no effect on consumption, there is no effect on output, etc. Only there is an influence in the price level. No real factors would get affected as far as a change in the money supply is concerned. Now, moving to the next tenet. So we have considered the long run effect here. What would be the short run case? In the short run, there exists a monetary non-neutrality. And what can it be with respect to the monetary non-neutrality? Let me explain you. We can think about an increase in the money stock. So this will be having some temporary effects. Temporary effects as far as certain variables like output, employment, things like that are concerned. And this temporary short-run effect would be there because certain variables like wages as well as prices would be taking some time to adjust. Or else you could consider the stickiness. The stickiness of variables like wages and prices. Now, the next tenet is with respect to the constant money growth rule. And I was in the very beginning telling you regarding the importance of Milton Friedman, a man who was pioneering the revolution behind monetarism. And this person had proposed a fixed monetary rule. And what does it mean? As per him, or he was stating this fixed monetary rule like this: the central bank of the economy. In this case, he was referring to the Federal Reserve. So he states that the Fed should be required to target the growth rate of the money supply in the economy. And the growth rate in the money supply in the economy should be something. So here let's consider it as growth rate rather than change. Growth rate in money supply in the economy should be equal to growth rate in GDP. And whenever this happens, we need to keep the price level unchanged. There should not be any effect on price level. It should be kept as unchanged. This is what Friedman told. So what would happen if the economy is expected to grow by 2% in a given year? If that is the expectation, then the central bank should allow the money supply to increase by just 2%. So both of these should be equal without affecting the price level. And as per Friedman, the Fed should be bound to the fixed rules whenever it goes for conducting monetary policy. Why? Because some discretionary power, if it is given to the monetary authority, this will lead to destabilization. So whenever we tell about the objectives of monetary policy, we say that the monetary policy always intend to stabilize the economy, stabilize price levels, stabilize the growth kind of thing, everything. So we need a stability. We always want something called growth with stability. And here Friedman was going for a kind of rule-based monetary policy rather than a discretionary power given to monetary authority. And he says that if discretionary power is given to monetary authority, that would be destabilizing the economy rather than helping it to achieve. Instead of helping it to achieve a stability, it would be destabilizing the economy. So it's better to go for a rule-based monetary policy. Next, monetarists always believed in something called interest rate flexibility. And they say that money growth rule was intended to allow the interest rate which would cost the credit. I mean, this is affecting the cost of credit, isn't it? Because it all depends upon interest rate, the credit supply, credit demand, everything would apply, or it would rely upon the interest rate in the economy. So to be flexible to enable the borrowers as well as lender to take account of expected inflation as well as variations in real interest rate. And for the very same reason, it should be made flexible. Let it be flexible so that it will try to make some adjustment by itself with the requirements of the economy. This is what they always wanted and believed in. So in short, what I could tell you is that this group of economists or the school of thought of monetarism always believed that markets are inherently stable. They always wanted stability and always they believed in stability. And how can be stable? How can market be stable? So market can be inherently stable in the absence of unexpected fluctuations in money supply. You need to consider this. You have to give emphasis to money supply. Some unexpected shock should not be there. And always they believe that government intervention would also destabilize the economy. But we come to the Keynesian revolution, the role of Keynesian ideas, we know that the Keynes was always supporting the role of the government. But when we come to the case of the classicals, they were not even considering the role of the government. And in the case of monetarism also, they were not recognizing the importance of the government. But on the other hand, what they are saying is that government would be destabilizing the economy. And also they believed in the long run trade-off that exists between inflation and unemployment in the economy. And they believed that this would happen as a result because the economy would be settling down in the long run equilibrium. And when the economy settles down in the long run equilibrium, this happens at full employment level. This is also what they have told. So that is all regarding basic tenets of monetarism. I hope you could understand. I request you to like, share and subscribe to this channel for more videos. Also, you can be a part of our Telegram community by clicking onto the link given in the description box. You can also download the Learn Economy app, for which also I'll be providing the link in the description box. That's all. Thank you for watching.